The numerous strikes, meetings, rallies and outcry of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to increase the 18,000 minimum wage seems to have paid off, as President Muhammadu Buhari has assented to the National Minimum Wage Bill 2019 on the 16th of April 2019, passed by the National Assembly. Nigerian workers in the private and public sectors will receive a minimum of 30,000 naira as salaries. However, the news of the assent sparked different responses and reactions from Nigerians.
Minimum wage is very, very good because what I say in Nigeria today, if you say about 8 years ago, the rate of products in Nigeria have already increased by almost 200%.
Personally speaking, I do think that the government can up its game a bit in terms of raising it. Because 30,000, for instance, if you go to market, it will get you really not so much. And then workers who earn 30,000 as the minimum wage have school fees to pay for their children. Sometimes children get sick, they have to go to hospital. They have to take care of other needs in the household. So much as it's been a big struggle, and the union also, they've tried in their efforts in pushing, and they have achieved 30,000. I think that my thoughts on this is that the government should do more.
Some Nigerians gave their views on how the federal government can improve the plight of Nigerian workers.
There is a whole lot. One, you're looking at housing, you're looking at even automobiles for workers. These are some of the challenges that makes workers to be corrupt. You understand? Now, because you want to chase a good car for yourself, you want to have a housing for yourself, and all of this will snowball into negative tendencies of workers, defrauding companies, defrauding government and all of that. But if the government should place priority attention on the welfare of workers, let them have owner-occupier housing scheme. Let them have automobiles that can take them to wherever they want. What about medical?
This is 2019. You can achieve a lot with 30,000. You can't. You can't pay hospital bills alone with that amount of money and expect to pay your school fees and expect to take care of other household needs. So that's what I expect that the government, and I know that this government is capable of doing, to review its process, to review the whole situation and up their game by increasing it, and to do it as much as, as soon as possible.
So Nigeria government need to increase, look into the minimum wage and increase it, and at the same time come back and price range. They need to sit up on a price system so that people will not take advantage of minimum wage and decide to increase their products, which is going to affect the economy back.
Looking at what the federal government could do to help workers. In those days, there used to be what they call federal housing scheme, where if you work in a government establishment, you have a housing provision provided for workers. So that way, workers don't really need to pay for rent. I really don't think that exists anymore. Certain establishments, schools in those days used to have what they call school buses. I really don't think school buses pick staffs anymore. So, but in general, if the federal government could subsidize a whole lot of stuff, it could turn out good.
The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) must take into consideration the concerns of the working Nigerian, whose well-being is dependent on the wages. Although their push for an increase has been achieved, there is more work to be done in the labour sector.